At one point of time during the VARC, I was feeling like don't know where this exam is going to take me, and I was totally shattered during my VARC section. I never think that in the last attempt I have scored a certain percentile, so I would increase my percentile from here, because CAT is not a, I would say, theoretical exam. I am Sayan Kumar Maity. I am a BTech Computer Science graduate from Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, Shivpur, and post that I have worked as a software engineer with RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. I worked there for 22 months, and currently I am pursuing an MBA from MDI Gurgaon. The reason behind MBA is that I had a technical background. I had done my BTech in computer science, worked as a developer, and I was also enthusiastic to know about the business side of the things. And the MBA degree not only just provides you with the business aspect of the things, it teaches us about the discipline. It creates a holistic change in us, as I am experiencing it from the past 2 weeks since the induction process here in MDI Gurgaon. So MBA makes you, in short, a better individual. So my overall percentile was a 99.3 with I would start from VARC. It was a total disaster. It was around the mid 70s, and in quants it was 99.89, and in LRDI it was 99.79. I have given CAT 3 times. In the first attempt I gave as a fresher when I was in my college, so I was not very serious about CAT at that time. I just gave to check the exam pattern, not filled up too many colleges, got a 99.1 percentile, and in the second attempt I was very much focused and dedicated to get into one of the old IIMs, and but somehow I messed up on the D day and I was able to score 99.02. And in the third attempt again I was hoping to get into one of the old IIMs, but as we say, jitna milna hota utna hi milta, and I was able to score 99.3, and here I am at MDI Gurgaon. Actually, in the first attempt I was a fresher. I was not very much serious about doing an MBA in that attempt. I had already got a PPO from my college. I just gave CAT for the sake of giving, and somehow I managed to get a good percentile, but I, being a fresher, did not know about the nitty-gritties, and I had no idea whether I will get called from which college and all. And in the second attempt I was very much focused to get into a good B school like old IIMs, but I somehow messed up the VARC section and got a 99.02, which, being a gem, isn't enough to get one of the old IIM calls, or even let's say SP-Jain also. In the third attempt again I messed up VARC. I was well prepared this time, but somehow during the exam day I panicked and somehow I got under pressure and I was not able to perform to that extent in VARC, and I got a 99.3. And definitely disappointments happen during this journey when you are aiming for a certain thing and you are not able to get it by barest of the margins, like 2 questions here and there, and you will be able to get a chance to sit for your dream interview. So it hurts a lot, but somehow you have to manage and keep going and going towards the goal, but ultimately fate decides what you have. Actually, VARC was my Achilles heel from the very beginning, and I tried to improve on that. I had started giving a lot of reading comprehension mocks and verbal ability mocks like the parajumbles and odd man out. I personally found the parajumbles very difficult, so I used to attempt them very less, and I tried to improve by giving a lot of VARC sectionals, and I used to read less, because being an engineer we all have a habit of reading less, so I tried to focus more on sectionals. What happened on the D day was that the exam setup where I sat, the screen was not very much bright and all, and it created a lot of pressure on my eyes, and ultimately I was, at one point of time during the VARC, I was feeling like don't know where this exam is going to take me, and I was totally shattered during my VARC section. That's why I somehow managed to mess up my VARC section even more in my third attempt. I had calls from IITs, I had call from IFT Delhi, I had call from MDI Gurgaon, also had call from IIM Kozhikode PGP Finance, and for all these interviews I enrolled for the Inside IIM VATPI program, where we were given a WhatsApp group. We got enrolled into a WhatsApp group where a lot of compendiums were being shared, and we also got an opportunity to look into the interview booklets of the different institutes. Like institute wise booklets were also shared in a Google Drive with us, and the most important thing was that we were given lot of links about the different current affairs, and according to our profile we were given certain links that we should follow, we should look into those stuffs so that questions if asked we are able to answer. And for the and I prepared very well, as I am a WorkX candidate, so I prepared with my WorkX what I wanted to say so that it adds a benefit in my overall interview. For the current affairs things, I used to follow the Drishti IAS channel and the Study IQ IAS channels. From them I used to take insights, and from the Inside IIM materials also. And regarding my BTech undergrad subject, since I don't have very much of experience, so I can be expected to ask questions, and in the MDI interview again I was asked some questions related to undergrad, so I picked up 3-4 subjects and I prepared on them. And I also, since I love mathematics, and I try to prepare my intro like in the manner like so that more and more questions from mathematics come asked to me. So I prepared for stats and mathematics also, and it helped me in my IFT interview. In all of my interviews I was not asked about my low VARC score, but except in one interview. In the IIT Delhi interview, the professor in the very beginning asked me what happened in your VARC score. So I said that I had prepared well. I was scoring in about 90s in my mocks, but what happened on the D-Day was that a lot of circumstances, lot of outside circumstances affected, and the professor then mockingly said that, mockingly not, I should say jokingly said that so if you are not going to take admission in IIT Delhi, right, taking it for experience, next year you will go and give CAT again, score a 95 in VARC and get a 99.8 and go into a IIM, old IIM. I think it matters because in some colleges there is a high sectional cutoff. Like I missed some of the old IIMs for the sectional cutoff also. Like Lucknow, it has a 85 sectional cutoff. So you have to get that sectional cutoff, and I would say always nail your 2 section to perfection. Go as close to 100 as possible. One thing is that if you are really willing to do an MBA, that too from a good B school, and you are feeling that your current WorkX or the current domain in which you are working is not able to add much of a value to your profile, or you can do something better from your MBA, and you genuinely want to improve by doing an MBA, not just for the sake of CTC and all, so then only you should give your third attempt, and you should be dedicated. Like you should not think that 2 attempt diya hai and in 2 attempts I have scored a decent percentile. That doesn't guarantee that you will score a good in third attempt. So you have to be consistent in the third attempt as well. I would say you have to start from scratch. You should never think that in the last attempt I have scored a certain percentile, so I would increase my percentile from here, because CAT is not a, I would say, theoretical exam that you have read certain concepts and you will apply it. So it's a game of practice. I would say you have to pick 2 sections in which you can nail it to your perfection. Like for me it was DILR and quants. I personally managed to score a 99.79 in DILR and 99.89 in quants, and you have to also ensure that you are meeting the sectional cutoffs of all the sections, and you also have to ensure that you are getting somewhat a decent percentile in your weakest section also, so that the overall percentile compensates. And for the preparation strategy, you should never compensate on your practice and stuff, because ultimately if you are practicing a lot of sums, then what happens is that a flow develops, and on the D-Day, even if the paper comes out to be like a curveball, as it happened in the CAT 2023, then also you will be able to pass it with flying colors.